Not every week has to have a good intro. Some of them can have bad intros.
Yeah, not all intros are created equally.
Yes. I decorated a Christmas tree yesterday.
Did you?
Yeah, first one of the year.
How many more are you planning to do?
You've got your coat on.
Come, he told me.
Pa-rum-pa-pum-pum. I watched the Peter Kay special, the tour that doesn't tour.
Oh, yeah.
That was all I had. The newborn king to see. Pa-rum-pa-pum-pum. You watched the match in the pub with your mates?
Yeah, I don't really have anything eventful to report from
Okay.
going to the pub. No characters in there. I'll just have to cut some little bits from each of those aborted conversations, stitched together an opening from that. Hello and welcome back to Red Army Reaction on a very rainy evening in Manchester.
Back on Monday nights. Which
Yeah,
is where
yeah.
we like to be.
Although the next two Mondays United are playing.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
we'll have to edit the schedule again.
Yeah.
It's annoying, really. It was Monday, then Sunday at 12 o'clock, then Thursday, then Monday, then Monday.
Yeah, it's a nightmare.
Ridiculous.
And, well, it's only our own fault, really. Not our fault. It's United's fault for
not
having a massively empty schedule.
Yeah, but still, they could put a few more on the weekend.
Yeah, it would be nice. But
And the Thursday, there's a midweek round of fixtures, and we've been put on the Thursday, which is the worst
rather
day.
than the Monday. Yeah, the Tuesday or the Wednesday.
So that's the equivalent of the Monday night, isn't it?
Yeah. It's. I mean, the schedule is so massively decided by the TV company.
Yeah.
It's. I mean, and this season as well. I presume it's why because Sky have sold 280 games, which is more than ever before.
But it seems to be more than ever before every single year. I don't know where they keep getting
I
from.
know. I mean, there's 380 games in a season.
Yeah.
So we're nearing the saturation point.
Yeah, unless they just don't put any at 3 o'clock.
Yeah.
And then show them all.
But also, there's diminishing returns because you can only watch one at a time.
Yeah, they can't put them at 10 different time slots over the weekend.
So, and I feel like you watch your team, you make plans around watching your team, and then if there's another game on and you're not doing anything, you might watch that. Does anyone...
Do people make plans to watch
multiple
the big
games?
game? I don't know. I think a lot of people are at home on Sundays watching the telly and they watch the football, or at home, or are out maybe on a Saturday in the pub.
Yeah.
And they show the 5:30 kickoff.
Yeah.
But
no one's out at the pub at 12 o'clock on a Sunday.
No.
So,
and I don't really understand why it was, because there was no early kickoff on the Saturday.
Yeah.
We were apparently designated the early kickoff, but it got moved to the Sunday because Palace play on Thursdays in Europe. But they picked the fixtures after we knew that
Palace were in
Europe. So why didn't they pick a different game to be at 12:30?
Yeah. Is it after the draw? Do they pick them and then they draw Palace, and maybe Palace could have played the other week?
Maybe.
But also, there must be some sort of Sky thing because it was on TNT and it couldn't clash with any of the Sky games. I don't know if you saw the graphic that Sky did.
Well, I think both channels would want that to not be on at the same time.
But Sky had the graphic of for some the fixtures, and it said like Saturday and these 6 games, Sunday, Crystal Palace, Manchester United, Super Sunday, Arsenal, Chelsea, and Liverpool, West Ham.
Yeah. Well, that's not super. They're not going to say another fixture on another channel. It's not going to pick it up.
Like they pretend the Champions League doesn't exist.
Yeah. Or in the World Cup when BBC are like, so we've got these 2 games tomorrow, and then this other game, you can listen to that on 5 live commentary. It's like, we all know it's on ITV1.
Yeah, just
say it's on the other channel.
Yeah.
It sounds like it's not on TV, but we all know the actual answer.
Yeah. I was listening to an interesting thing about why Sky have to pretend that the Premier League is everything because that's when Sky turned up, and Sky and the Premier League go hand in hand. That's why all the records are from the start of the Premier League, because Sky decides what they are. Yeah. And that's how they sort of demark things.
Yeah, and they don't have the Champions League anymore.
No,
Sky. But they've got now the Europa League and the Conference League.
Yes.
And Discovery Plus. No, Paramount Plus have the Champions League, which is going to be strange.
Oh, yeah, and annoying.
I mean, I don't have Sky or BT anyway.
No,
so
and we won't be in the Champions League.
So. Discovery Plus. Yes, we will.
Well, one thing that will help us be in the Champions League is getting 3 points on Sunday, which is what happened.
Quite unexpected. It was going into the Everton game. I was a rare treat for me to be confident that we were going to win, and then it didn't go out very well. So then when everyone was, including myself, thinking, we're definitely going to lose this, I did start to think, well, maybe that means we're going to win if we all think we're going to lose. And so it proved. So I knew that we were actually going to win.
Right, because you thought we were going to lose.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. I think we were sort of not taking the Palace side of things into account, which is when they played on a Thursday, they always fail or fade on the Sunday.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's exactly what happened against Everton, and it's for Palace against Everton. And it's exactly what happened here.
Yeah, I mean, they're not used to playing in Europe. It's their first time ever as a club.
Yeah, Glasner it kicked off about it very mildly, but he said we had a real opportunity to build something this summer and take a risk in trying to prepare for 2 tournaments, and instead we've just sort of failed to prepare for 2 tournaments and we'll only be good in 1.
Yeah, well, he was not happy with the recruitment in the summer, Glasner. And it seems he put his foot down about keeping Mark Gay. Yeah. And he basically said, I will walk if you sell him, because they did pull out at the last minute.
Yeah, that would have been an interesting last minute thing. But first half I thought Palace were good, and
they were. They
looked like a worrying force.
We were poor. I thought we started really poorly.
Yeah, we were. I didn't see any sort of comeback coming through, mainly because I hadn't paid attention to Palace and how they might fade in the second half. But I thought I just couldn't see.
It was bright.
There was nothing from United in that first half, really.
No, it was close game throughout. I don't think Palace were exceptional in the first half, but they were better than us.
They had a couple of chances. We had one very early on from a long throw-in.
It was quite scrappy.
Yeah, and then we didn't really threaten the rest of the first half, really. I couldn't see. There was nothing to build on from that first half.
It was a dull affair.
It was, yeah.
Yoro seemed really upset with himself about not just giving away the penalty. I don't think he thought he had a good game.
No, and there's been a couple of occasions, Southampton at home last season, and this game here, where he's looked a little overawed, or just, he's been the subject of scrutiny, I think. Yeah. Which is fine. He's a young player, and we like him and we want to...
Yeah, I think he's done really well on the whole since we signed him. In a difficult team to look good in.
Yes. There is something to be said about United as a development club and whether we can do it anymore.
Yeah, whether we're capable of turning these prospects into world-class players.
When you look at Dorgu, who was bright when he started and has sort of now...
Not got any better.
There's... there's seemingly a bit of a hoodoo around development of players, and it's not... Yoro is sort of the shining light of, look, young players can come to United and get game time and be good.
But he needs to, carry... we need to see that trajectory's there, because he's still very early on in that.
Yes, and we can't then think it's all been undone by one sort of... Not even, it wasn't lousy.
No.
Gave away a penalty.
And Delict made mistakes as well.
Yeah,
Delict kept falling over and missing the ball and stuff.
So I think Yoro, it's a learning performance for Yoro, and hopefully he can... We saw him at the end of the game mount with his arm around him, and hopefully that he can learn from this and can carry on thriving. Yeah. That's what we all want to see.
It was poor from him on the penalty.
It was naive.
Palace the lead.
I think he was poor for the goal last week as well. But again, Everton, again, there was other players involved. It's never
just one player's
directly,
fault, unless he just passed it straight to their attacker who scored.
Yeah. But no, it was clumsy and probably didn't need to make the tackle.
No.
But Mateta's a very combative centre forward. He's going to do that to basically every any centre back he comes up against this season. Yoro isn't the first who's going to be sort of bounced around by him a little bit.
Yeah. Interesting fiasco with the penalty.
Yeah, I did know about the rule change that you get to retake it now.
Yeah.
I probably do agree with it.
Yeah, it was sort of this... It was, I think, the one that basically changed it was there was in... was it Real Madrid Atletico in the Champions League last season? And Alvarez accidentally double-touched it. And then he didn't really communicate it very well, because he seemed to think he would get to retake it, but then all of a sudden Real Madrid were taking the next penalty and it had gone down as a miss.
Yeah.
But
so is it true in shootouts as well?
Yeah. Yeah, they changed it for shootouts.
I didn't know if they changed it just for the match.
No. Yeah, obviously the rule to not double touch it is so you don't take a touch and then shoot. But you can. It is one of them. You can generally tell whether or not it's deliberate.
Yeah, and there was absolutely no benefit to doing it. No. It's not like if he'd done it and it had bounced the other way and completely wrong-footed the keeper, then you'd be like, maybe he's done that on purpose. Yeah, but what would be the point?
The way it would have gone anyway. So it's annoying that we've immediately fallen foul of the rule change. Yeah. We've not benefited from it, I don't think, yet. But that was in the Euros final, the women's Euros final. Beth Mead slipped and double touched the penalty in the shootout, and then it was so obvious that when she got to retake it, she was going to miss. Yeah, just obviously in a shootout in a final,
because she didn't score. Pressure. Did she score the double touched one?
Yeah,
or did
I think so.
Sky it?
But it was much more obvious that she double touched it. Then the Mateta one, I don't think many people were saying it when it first went in.
I did think they went a bit overboard on commentary where they said, you know, we're both critics of VAR, but this is a perfect example. VAR's got this spot on. No one spotted it in real time, but the VAR's gone back and had a look and given it. I was like, this is the least consequential decision of all time. If no one had spotted it, no harm would have come.
Yeah, the same outcome would have happened. It's not like a red card that no one spotted
off the ball. It was like, the great tragedy if we hadn't had VAR that this wouldn't have been given.
That goal
this entirely perfunctory, like completely academic decision that was given one.
It would have been great if he'd not scored the retake.
Yeah,
I would have enjoyed that very much. But
he's a very competent penalty taker.
Yeah, he is. He's never missed in the league. In the Premier League,
it very well.
Lamans went the wrong way for both. But when you retake a penalty or when you take two penalties in the same game, I think it's harder for the goalkeeper to read. There's a lot more of sort of mind games between the player and the keeper of, are you going to go the same way again? Am I going to go the same way again? You know,
I think it's fair enough to presume that. I think the striker's less likely to swap. Yeah. So you go the way you put the first one and challenge the striker to swap, because obviously he's got which one he wants to do.
Yeah. But then could you, this is probably being overly critical of the keeper, do you not think, well, he went that way, which went over his other foot. If he goes the other way, that's less likely to happen.
Yeah.
Because he's open, his body's more open.
Do you think Mateta's main priority is not double touching it again?
Yeah.
So what happens if he does double touch it again?
I did think
get another penalty?
Because it wasn't a million miles away. I mean, I suppose it's never a million miles away. Your foot's going to be nearby. But I don't know. Do you just keep going?
Yeah, I guess. That would be fun.
Or is there a limit of 5? If you accidentally double touch it 5 times, then you don't get to retake. I don't know, but
unlikely.
It was Laman's first penalty that he's faced as United keeper, I think,
and second.
Yeah. So I won't judge him on his penalty record just yet.
Yeah, the only criticism you can have of a keeper on penalties is A, diving too early, which I don't think he did, or B, is getting close to them and not saving them.
Yeah, if it's going through your hands.
Yeah.
Is that deliberately the two things that our previous two number ones did on every penalty? De Gea dove too early every single time,
and always the same way as well. De Gea always went to his left.
Onana let it through his hands all the time.
I think if you save some and you get sent the wrong way some of the time, I think being an average penalty saver is fine.
Yeah. Schmeichel had a pretty poor record of saving penalties. If the striker does his job, then the keeper's not going to save it.
And they're always
stacked against the goalkeeper.
Yeah. You always want to, a penalty save is great, but it's not really by that point, it's not really the keeper's job. There are some specialists, obviously, who are very good, like Kelleher and Krul. Handanovic, but they're not the norm. Yeah, it's fine for Lamans to. Other than that, I thought he had a good game. I thought.
There was a save from Wharton in the first half where it was straight down the middle, but he had to take all the sting out of it. And you've seen plenty of those from previous United goalkeepers where they've just palmed it straight out to an attacker.
Yeah, he
did well to keep it close.
Dealt with it competently, which is all we ask of him at the moment.
Yeah,
it was annoying that they got to play the boom music twice, and he got to kick the corner flag twice. And I was like, but obviously you're going to do that.
They're not going to not play it the second time when the goal actually counts.
Yeah, so that was annoying.
That was annoying. I don't like it generally, goal music. I don't want to sound like an old man yelling at a cloud, but it's not for me. No, it's very American.
It is. And I mean, Crystal Palace are quite American. They've got cheerleaders. They've got a guy with a bullhorn in the crowd.
They've got an eagle.
Yeah, an eagle that flies around the ground. That's odd behaviour. But yeah, they're entitled to do it twice if they want. And then there was a couple of other good chances for Palace. I thought there was one where De Ligt slipped. And
was it Nketiah?
Nketiah absolutely should have scored.
Yeah, he took forever. He should have shot or passed a lot earlier.
Yeah,
but
Shaw managed to get back in.
And Shaw did well. But
yeah, absolutely.
Nketiah should have buried it. Mateta had a couple other chances where there was one where it ricocheted off Euro into his path, and one where he got through on the left-hand side and dragged it wide. So if he was, firing, or Nketiah pulled that chance away right before half-time, they could have been 2 or 3.
Yeah, easily.
And I couldn't see us coming back from 1 goal down, so I certainly can't see us turning it around from 2 or 3.
I think there is a belief amongst Palace fans that he's not really good enough, Mateta, I don't think. He wastes a lot of their chances.
Yeah.
They create good chances for him and he scores at a decent rate.
Yeah.
But they're quite frustrated with him, I think. That's what I saw online.
Yeah, I think he's capable of scoring plenty of goals, but he does also miss chances.
Yeah.
But I think, teams, including United, have been linked with him as a sort of, they could do a lot worse than Jean-Philippe Mateta. Yeah. But I think it's one of them where he's scoring as many goals as he's going to score.
Yeah, I think if Palace got a decent offer for him, even 35 million, I think they would take it and buy someone from a smaller market who's got potential to be better than him.
Yeah.
There is room to improve there for him. But at the moment, he's scoring enough goals for them to be happy with him. So
I saw someone, an Everton fan, I think, complaining about their strike force of Barry and Beto, both of which don't score very many goals, and comparing them to Mateta. And someone replied saying Mateta scored about 3 goals in his first 2 seasons at Palace.
Yeah, Everton fans would have completely lost patience with him and written him off.
But Palace eventually managed to get ultimately the best out of him.
And the team has improved around him as well, which helps. Everton are always the same level of team. They haven't grown with a player for a while.
Yeah, I mean, we'll probably talk about this more when we talk about the other results, but our result against Everton looks a lot worse given how terrible they were at home against Newcastle, who haven't won an away game all season before that in the Premier League. So
it's an interesting season. There's a lot of teams taking points on other teams. There's still
no one apart from Arsenal has been consistent.
No, not at all. Some teams have been consistently dreadful.
Yeah, Wolves have been pretty consistent.
Yeah, they had that blip where they drew 2 games by accident.
Yeah, but even Leeds and Burnley have won some games and looked good, looked much better in some games than others.
But I just didn't see anything from United in that first half.
No.
There was no sign of things to come. Our best chances were the 2 set pieces. I think there was a decent header from Casemiro. Well, decent chance for a header from Casemiro. And he should have done a lot better with the header.
He should have hit the target from the header. And the first one in the first minute, it's hard to say he should have scored that. He
just sort of got bouncing around
to get on it. It happened to go to the keeper.
But I couldn't. There was in open play. There was basically nothing, and that remained true in the second half as well.
Yeah, we didn't. It was the same when Palace were on top in the first half. When we were on top in the second half, I don't think either team got that much better or worse.
No.
We just gradually got a little bit better, they got a little bit worse, and that meant we were
the balance
on top.
tipped slightly,
Yeah.
We did look better in the second half. We were
did.
better. A little more desire and a little more effort. I don't know if that's comparatively to Palace not running as much. There is sort of my belief is that we have, with the quality of players we have, we're never really out of games.
Yeah.
But the opposition's never really out of them either.
No, that's a good point to make.
Because the way to completely nullify the opposition is to control the game, and we don't control the game.
No, all of our games are close, really.
Yeah.
Which is not
a
way to progress.
Even the game where we went 3-0 up, finished, got quite close towards the end. The Brighton game.
Yeah.
They
weren't out of the game, really.
No,
they managed to get back into it.
Teams will always create chances against us.
They'll always feel like the game's not over until it's over.
But we had enough quality to get the goals we needed.
Yeah.
And they were 2 really good goals.
Yeah,
really
2 good set pieces. And you could ask questions of the Palace defence for both of them, because Xerxes basically ran across the whole box.
Yeah.
Got the ball on his own, but it was he did really well.
Really good finish. I don't know if it was... I mean, it was a shot, but it was
of course it was a shot.
The gap by which it had to go through between the defenders and the goalkeeper and the far post was so slim.
Yeah.
That it's such an ambitious effort.
Yeah,
and it relies on the keeper not reacting because he's just not expecting you to hit it with such force.
Yeah, but it was a great finish.
It was. The sort of ferocity and, I don't know, Xerxes, we've not seen that much from him. He seems more, I don't know, he's sort of a cute footballer. He's now the first time I've seen him genuinely leather a shot.
Yeah. It was a proper striker's goal, which
we haven't seen
to score.
He's not a poacher. He's not a big
target man
forward.
Not sure what he is. He's quite good on the ball sometimes.
Yeah, and he scores occasionally.
Yeah, but it was good to see him score. It's been a while since he scored in the league, particularly.
Has it not been like a year?
Yeah,
exactly.
One of Amarim's first games, I think, at Everton at home.
Yeah, which is a long time to not score a league goal.
Yeah.
As for he's the only striker we've had for that whole period. So
yeah. But yeah, no, it was a good goal, and I hope. I don't know how long Sesko's out for, and Cunha, it probably isn't out for much longer, but it would be nice to have an option in Xerxes who could score goals.
Yeah, one of the, not a criticism, but one of the points raised after the summer window was we get a couple of injuries and we're back to the forward line that we had last season, and which didn't work and wasn't productive. And
we had one striker at the club, really, last season in Hoyland. We sold him and signed one striker. So
there isn't a lot of depth there. But if Mount and Xerxes can be a capable backups, then there is a bit more depth to work with.
Yeah.
And that was good to see them two scoring. I'd like to see Mbomo score, but Mbomo's, no one's desperate for Mbomo to score.
Goals. Yeah. Speaking of Mount, it was a clever free kick.
It was,
routine. I would ask a lot of questions of the Palace wall.
Yes.
From that, they didn't seem ready. I know the keeper, Henderson, didn't seem particularly ready either. He had sun in his eyes.
Yeah.
And I don't think Mason Mount was ready either. When you look at the clip, and from what he said about it, I don't think he was quite expecting Bruno to lay it off to him like that.
It was something they've tried before, but they hadn't raised it at that point.
Yeah.
And
they didn't say, should we do that thing we did that one time in a friendly?
Bruno just went, I'm just going to roll you the ball. There you go. And then Mount leathered it, and it worked very well. It went. I mean, the Wall's reaction was basically to
let's all just run at the ball.
Yeah, run at the ball, which is not. I mean, you're allowed to do that, but I don't know if all of you doing that is better than some of you standing in a line. Because at that point, I mean, Mount could, I suppose, have dribbled that round them to get a better angle, and maybe moving would have helped. But Mount was clearly just going to hit it. So scattering in the wind is the only way that goal goes in, and that's exactly what they did.
Yeah. But Mount's now scored more goals in the league than he scored last season. He's got 2, which is one more than last season.
That's good to see.
Yeah. I do like Mason Mount as a player.
Yeah, I don't think
I've got no bad things to say about him. He's not been that bad. He's just not been fit enough, really. I know it's the first time he's played 90 minutes in quite a long time. Yeah. So it is good to see, and I do want him to be an option for us.
You don't want to be the club that players come to and their careers die. That's a very bad reputation to have, and there are a lot of examples of that happening.
Yes,
I would really like if Mount could be exception to that rule. Yeah, and could be someone. Like, he's only 26.
Yeah, he's not an old, like approaching retirement. He's got a good few years left in him.
There's every chance that he can carry on being an important part of this team.
Yeah.
He needs to stay fit, and he's stayed fit for a decent
and he said he's feeling
now.
good. If he were to get injured tomorrow, I don't think that would be relevant to the fact that he's been injured so much before. That would be unlucky at this point.
Yeah.
But footballers could get injured at any time, and it's just a couple of them have sort of been reoccurring things. But he seems in a good place now, where you would hope.
Yeah, and
it's all sorted.
It is again to credit the club that our injury record is very, very good at the moment.
Yeah, it's a lot better than it was.
Chronically injured players. Luke Shaw's been fit since March. I mean, that's ridiculous.
Not like him.
That's baffling. Mount's been fit for a good while. Martinez was back. That's good to see.
Yeah. He came on for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Didn't do anything of note really, but
no. Did he get booked? No, I don't think.
I think he might have got booked,
which is fair enough. It's fine to get booked.
Yeah.
But he's a player that we both like and want to see more of, and hope he can stay fit.
Yeah, because I think it was 1st of February he got injured.
Yeah, which is a long time.
Yeah, it's 9 months out. No, 10 months out. So very long time, and he is a key player for us. We've not seen much of him under Amarim, but you imagine with a back three, Amorim would want to play him.
Yeah, and so much of the progression of this team comes from the centre halves, and
that's what he's good at.
That's what he's good at, and Shaw is reasonably good at it, but we're not seeing too much of him doing that.
Shaw's 5 years older than Martinez?
Yeah, something like that. I think. So there is Martinez can make a big ceiling raiser in this tean.
Yeah, you'd hope he can be a key player and start regularly.
Yeah, definitely. I would have liked to have seen Shea Lacey get on. There's 2 times he's been on the bench now, and there's no other forwards on the bench. There's Mainu, who he sort of treats as a pseudo forward, who came on with 4 minutes to go, something like that, looking very morose and glum, as he has every right to feel. I can't remember who it was. Somebody, the TNT Sports tweeted about him starting in the 2024 Euros final and like his stats in that game and
how he fully deserved his place in that team.
Yeah, and he was great in that first half and should have had an assist. Like Foden missed a great chance that Mainu had set up, and to see Mainu scrabbling around for minutes at the back end of games is really disappointing to see.
Yeah. It was more annoying that he didn't bring Shea Lacey on against Everton, I think, when we were chasing a goal. And he is an attacker.
Yeah.
Get him on. He's going to take some risks and try things. I can see more the reasons why he didn't bring him on against Palace, but you'd like to see at some point in the next few weeks. We've got a lot of games coming up.
Got AFCON coming up.
Yeah. Got a couple of injured attackers, like you say, attackers going off on international duty. Surely he's going to give him
I presume so. That's the noise he's been making. And I mean, he talks a good game about players needing to deserve their chance and prove that they're ready and not giving out debuts for the sake of it. And I can agree with all of that.
Yeah.
There is some value in giving out debuts for the sake of it.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I can agree with when a player comes through, it's because they're good enough and they've earned their place, and there shouldn't be any doubt in a player's mind that that's why they've been called up. But with the lack of, we spoke last week about United managers and whether a United manager is a thing.
Yeah.
That desire to put these players in and belief that these players can do it is probably one of the defining characteristics of a United manager. Certainly, it's one of the big things that links the two United managers, archetypal United managers, is the trust in young players and desire to get local players into the team.
Yeah.
Obviously, that was very much the culture in the 50s. That was how teams worked. And you would sign 1 or 2 players to augment that.
And we just did a better job of it than a lot of other teams.
But that wasn't the culture in the 90s. The culture in the 90s would move to basically, to much closer
signings.
To where we are now.
Yeah.
But, maybe you would sign 3 or 4 players a window and augment your squad that way.
Yeah. But we should do it that
we
way.
Should be above
regardless of the trend.
Yes. We should be above the level of everyone else, not massively below the level.
Yeah.
In terms of minutes, in terms of number of players, that's something that should be important to a United manager. And it's always in the back of my mind when I'm enjoying these games and watching us win, I'm thinking I want more identity in this, more United identity in this team, and that isn't. And he had a great record at Sporting for bringing players through.
Yeah,
whether that was out of necessity because of their size of club they are and in the market, but he was not afraid to do that, and he could have been more reticent to do it. He did it with a lot of good players who are now worth tens and hundreds of millions of pounds, but we haven't seen that from him as United manager in his first year at all, really.
No.
He's not given... The only academy player he's given a debut to is Aiden Heaven, who isn't really an academy player.
Or Tyler Fredrickson.
Yes, Tyler Fredrickson as well, who's now nowhere near the first team and will probably leave. It's something that the club should be putting more pressure on him to do, I think.
Yeah.
But when results are so important, who can say this is another metric by which you should be measured? You should be...
Yeah,
at the moment, points is what matters.
Results,
yeah,
but I don't want Lacey or any youth players to only get a chance because we've got injured players and players going to AFCON.
No,
but we don't have European games, we don't have League Cup games, so
no.
that might need to be the case for him to decide it's now the time to give him a minute.
Yeah, but there's so much talent on the cusp of getting through that I would like to have more faith that this is the right manager to do it. And I think basically something we moved away from as a team is improving players and coaching players, and that's just not the vibe you get from this manager of... And, we've seen him play... He plays Ahmad at wing-back, for example, which is a player playing a new position they haven't played before and learning to play that position. And I feel like that sort of thing should be happening more, not playing players out of position, but using the attributes of players in novel ways and finding new ways of using players. Which doesn't really happen. It's just...
Could you not say he's done that with Fernandes?
Maybe, but it's not. It doesn't work. Like for them playing in midfield is massively exposes Fernandes' weaknesses rather than allowing him to show off his strengths. It's making him look worse in order to play a certain way rather than getting the best out of your players. It's not. It's a way of doing it. It's not the way I would necessarily like them to do it. But while we are where we are, it's what they've decided to do, and maybe once this plateaus and we get to stop making mistakes and we get to the best version of this team, maybe then we can see a transition. But it's just the one thing that's sort of sticking in my mind at the moment when I watch this team.
That's the one thing.
Well, no, obviously there's the fact that we don't play very well, and we, but the big caveat of
what it may be about us getting better. That could still be there, even if we were much better.
What happens if everything works? Well, we might be a great side. I don't know if that's the case. I think we might be a quite good side if everything works and everything gets to the best it can be. But there will still be issues.
Yeah.
And that's just where we are, I think.
Yeah. I think going back to the Palace game, there's basically not much we can take from it, I think.
Yeah, it's
great to win a game we weren't expecting to win. We've got a terrible record in London, which I didn't realise until during the game they flashed it up. It was sort of 3 wins in the last 25 games.
Yeah, all London. Against Fulham.
Yeah. No, 2 against Fulham, 1 against Brentford, I think.
Okay, yeah.
And it was 5 years since we beat Palace away. Tim Fosu-Mensah started the game.
Wasn't it like 4 years since we scored at Palace away?
It could be, yeah.
That's mental. That's baffling that should ever be allowed to happen.
Yeah. So it was great to win the game with a all-right performance. I don't think anyone's learnt much about this team from that game.
No.
And as we've said so many times before, it's about how we build on it,
Yeah.
We've got these results before and not built on it.
Yeah. Like there's lots of, we've got 1 defeat in our last 7 games. Right. We've got 1 win in our last 4 games, which involves playing a dreadful Tottenham side and losing in an absolutely pathetic display at Everton.
Yeah.
So there are different ways of looking at it. The league is so tight at the moment.
Yeah.
There's 5 points between 5th and 15th or something.
Something like that.
It's so close, and United play 8 games before the turn of the year.
Yeah. If we go through them, it's West Ham at home.
Yeah.
Wolves away. Bournemouth at home.
Yeah.
Aston Villa away.
Yeah.
Newcastle and Wolves at home.
Yeah.
That's 6 games, I think. Unless I've forgotten 1 or 2.
Yeah. By the end of this period, the league cannot be as close as it is now. Some teams will come through this period well, and some teams will falter massively. And I'm saying this.
And
United,
some teams will get mixed
United
results.
may well win 3 and lose 3 and be exactly in the same position they are now. But this is a season-defining run.
And for everyone.
For everyone, and no one has put down a marker as being... I mean, I think the Chelsea-Arsenal game, which we may speak about, sort of proved Chelsea are probably not in the conversation with the rest of us. I think City are sort of efficiently going about their business and are fine. And then Arsenal
before the season, we sort of thought it would be a pack of 4 of Arsenal, Chelsea, Liverpool and City.
Yeah, Liverpool have dropped right out of that. Haven't done that.
But I think those other 3 would definitely be expected to finish in the Champions League.
Yes. But outside of that, there is no one's put a marker down.
No.
Villa have looked quite good recently, but were poor to start the season. Palace have got peaks and troughs because of the fitness of their squad. Brighton are quietly fine.
Yeah, they seem to be about the same every year, Barry.
Yeah.
And there's always a question of if they lose a couple of games, are they not going in the right direction? And then they win a few games, and they'll be all right. They're doing quite well.
Yeah. So for United, these next 6 games, or the period between now and the start of January, is so important, and we could easily come out of it and think we've turned a real corner and this team look like a competitive team in this league.
Yeah, and to think, we just need to stay consistent with the second half of the season and we'll be in there.
I think it's been true for a good few weeks now that it's probably a blessing and a curse in that the league position looks fine because we're 6th in the league and that's a reasonable place to be this season. But there's also the sort of niggling feeling that if we knew what we were doing, we could easily be away out of sight of these things.
League, yeah. And if a couple of teams get their act together and we stay inconsistent, we could easily fall quite far down.
Yeah, there's other teams could figure it out before we do.
Yeah.
And it's important to not let that happen because, like you say, Villa keep winning games and Newcastle have got a lot of quality. And if two of these teams can put runs together, two of these teams around us can put runs together, we could easily find ourselves 10, 15 points off top 4.
Yeah, and then it's a mountain to climb.
Season over in January again, which we don't want to see.
Yeah. So we probably won't have an episode in between the West Ham and Wolves games.
No.
So we'll probably have to preview that block, those 2 games together.
Yeah.
I've said this so many times, but there's no reason we shouldn't be winning both of those games.
I think there's no reason why we can't win both. There's no reason we should absolutely win both. They're 2 poor sides.
Yeah.
Wolves are perhaps the worst side in the league's ever seen.
Yeah. I don't think they will be statistically by the end of the season. I think around the Christmas period, there's always a few unexpected results. I think they'll win a couple of games.
But they need to win more. They need to win 3 games.
No, they'll win 2 games and draw 4.
At least.
And then they'll get to 12 points.
Okay.
They've
already cast the die. They've already changed manager.
Yeah.
And they haven't got better.
I think Derby's record is one of them that's hard to see being beaten.
Yeah.
It's not a record that will never be beaten. If the Premier League goes on forever, it will be beaten eventually. It's not like, the fastest goal in the Premier League. There's a limit to where that can get to. But the limit for points is 0. If the Premier League goes on long enough, someone will get 0 points.
If City get docked 100 points, does that interfere with Derby's record?
If City got docked 100 points, I think they'd still get... No,
they're not finishing on 112 points. They have to win every... Or
could
go one draw.
Games. No. Okay, that won't happen. But if City got docked 100 points, it would be an asterisk.
Yes.
It would be... I don't think Derby would feel like they'd lost the record. It wouldn't be in the spirit of it. I don't know, because in the Championship, teams have presumably finished on 0 or negative points. I don't know.
I mean, Sheffield Wednesday got another points reduction today.
Yeah.
Maybe they will.
They may well finish on negative points. But back to the matter at hand, Wolves are terrible.
Wolves are awful. We absolutely
are
have to
down
win that
there
game.
with the worst sides in the league.
Losing that is unconscionable.
Yeah, it's as bad as losing to Grimsby and losing to Everton at home with 10 men.
Yeah,
if not worse. And it says a lot about United that I can fully see that game being a draw.
Yeah. There's no excuse for it if it were to happen, but it could easily happen.
It could, yeah, definitely.
Is it at home?
No, West Ham's at home, Wolves away.
Yeah.
West Ham at home again. They're all right. They're a lot better than Wolves.
Yeah,
but we should be better than them, particularly at home. Last season, when we were really bad, we were worse than we are now. West Ham were one of the 5 teams worse than us, and they beat us at Old Trafford.
Yes.
And you sent me a snippet from an article about how Graham Potter was really not doing well and making these decisions, and the board were questioning him. But then they won away at Old Trafford, and that changed the perception a little bit.
Yeah, there was a tweet from a few years ago that says, "Is it your system finally clicking and everything working, or have you just played West Ham?" And we saw that with Liverpool this weekend, where they got a much needed win. Is it a sign that everything's turned a corner? Oh, have they just played West Ham?
Yeah.
We can't
even look like we've turned a corner against West Ham.
Then we're really in trouble.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens with those two. I think I would very much like to come back with 6 points.
Yeah, we very much should.
I'd probably be fine.
No, you
I wouldn't be fine with 4
points.
points. I wouldn't be fine.
Whichever one of those games we draw
Is
that's
bad,
a
is
failure.
dreadful. Even winning the other one, yeah.
Yeah. We don't deserve any kudos if we beat Wolves away, but don't quite get over the line against West Ham at home.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah,
We
I wouldn't be happy with 4 points.
no.
So
I wouldn't feel great if we won them both 1-0.
Yeah, without
won
playing
them
well.
narrowly. If they were similar to the Palace games and we won both, I would say, well, at least we've won the games. It's 3 in a row now, but I still don't feel like we're any better.
Yeah, there's the phrase that is often brought out. There's a phrase that at this point in the season, it's just about points. It doesn't matter how you win. It's just about getting the points to the board.
Yeah.
Which I think in history has been applied to every point of the season.
Yeah. Mainly the start and the end, I think, but also the Christmas period.
Yeah, the Christmas period.
If the start's long enough, like if that's the first 5 games and then the last 5 games and then the 10 games
in the middle, that's quite a lot.
Yeah.
But I think at the moment, I don't think
it's true for United.
I don't think it's true for United at the moment. With it, there's so many question marks about this team that every minute detail is scrutinised, including how we beat West Ham at home and how well we beat Wolves.
Yeah.
If we are to do that, there's so many. You can't.
There comes a point where if you win enough games, people stop worrying about the performances.
Yeah,
if
because you have to be good to win 10
games
games in a row. It doesn't matter if you look good.
Great, then you think, well, I'm not complaining.
Well, you would think that, but even when Ollie's team were at their best, there was a lot of, but they're not. They haven't really playing very well. They're just winning games.
Yeah, but I was happy.
Yeah, we were happy. Yeah, the way we went, was it like a whole calendar year without losing an away game?
I think either a whole calendar year or a whole season
without losing
away from home. And away from home was a very different prospect when
because there
were
no fans. Yeah,
but I think that means Ollie gets harshly judged because people just say it was lockdown.
Yeah, but it's still a very impressive.
Yeah, he did a good job.
Yeah, but every game we went behind for a long time.
Yeah,
which it was a sign of the people used as a sign of the weak mentality of that side, rather than the strong mentality of
coming back
every game.
Yeah.
They had a weak mentality because they needed to go a goal behind before they started to do anything.
Yeah, that's better than going behind and
not doing anything,
which we've done plenty of times.
But not on Monday. On Sunday we went behind and then looked all right.
Yeah. We won't be able to talk about the Wolves game given the result of the West Ham game.
No,
but
I think it's worked quite well in that this is a good 2 fixtures. It's not like we have everything that's true of both of one of them is true of the other.
Yeah, with the fact that West Ham are slightly better than Wolves, but they're at home.
Yeah,
we're about as expected to win both.
Yeah,
they're both sacked their managers. West Ham have got a little bit better. They've got a bit better.
Yeah,
Wolves in their 2 games under Edwards haven't really looked any better.
No, but they were worse to start with.
Yeah. So, if we were playing them before they sacked the managers, we'd be even more expected to win. But we are still. There's no excuses.
No.
Like there were against Everton. No, we had no excuses for not winning that game.
We had no excuses at kickoff, and then 10 minutes in, we had even fewer excuses because they were down to 10 men.
Yeah. I'm saying all the same things that I said before the Everton game. They're not great sides. We should be better than them. If we want to believe that we're any good.
Yeah, if we think we're anything like a decent side.
These sides. Even with a couple of injuries.
And like I say, even with the caveat that we might not be able to control games.
Yeah.
Even if it's just because we've got better quality, there are so many reasons why these games should go the way we want them to. Even it's not. You can't look at United and say they're a great dominant side that shouldn't fear any team, but you can't look at these 2 games and go, well, we can't control the game, so we'll definitely lose. Like we can't control the game, but we should be more than enough. There should be more than enough firepower on the pitch to win the game either way.
Yeah.
Again, everything we've said is true of both games.
Yeah.
We should absolutely win both.
Yeah. Are you confident?
No, I'm not. No, I think 4 points is the most likely return.
Yeah.
I think
is 6 points more likely than 2 points?
Yeah,
I think it is just about. But yeah, 4 points probably does seem like the most likely.
What about 3 points?
I don't know.
We have to lose to West Ham.
I think we could lose to Wolves.
It's
not out of the question. No one else has done it, but we could do.
We could easily lose to Wolves.
I think we'll probably get 4 points.
Okay.
I think we'll probably. I can't get out of my head that we're going to draw at Wolves.
Yeah.
I can just see that game. I
Yeah,
know how that game will go.
I mean, the Fulham game and the Palace game the Palace game we scored another goal, but both of them fell into a very similar pattern.
Yeah, they were similar games.
Neither team looking very good. Both teams getting a couple of chances, and you could easily see that being the case against Wolves.
Yeah.
West Ham are a special case because they've got so many bad players. If you have some sort of quality, you should be able to shut that game down.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to singing 12 Cantonars for the first time.
Yeah,
last game was Everton. That was 24th of November.
It's too early. Yeah,
a little bit too early for me.
They got it out at the Palace game.
They did.
There's a special Palace Cantonar connection there. They
so
also
it was double whammy.
They also had the UR Cantonars out. So.
Yeah. I don't know if they sang Jingle Bells. It's a bit early for that. What fun it is to see United win away.
Okay, yeah. Not just Jingle Bells.
No. But the song doesn't have another name.
No.
The United version.
Yeah. None of them have names. Really?
Well,
is it called 12 Cantonars?
Yeah.
Well, it's not called the 12 days of
Cantonar.
Cantonar or the 12 Cantonars of Christmas.
But it's the same with hymns. They don't actually have names.
No.
They're just given the first line.
Yeah.
So
true.
UNITED, you know what song that is.
Yeah.
You know. Or attack, attack, attack.
Yeah.
Or is it called attack, 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 attack?
Yeah, maybe.
I hate that song.
I hate that.
People sang it against Everton. I found myself joining in, but I don't agree with it.
No, I don't agree with it. It made its debut, perhaps, or maybe it's an older chant.
No, I think it's been going longer than what you're about to say.
What, in the 85, 80, no, it's came to prominence in the Louis van Gaal era when we were really boring.
Attack.
And we didn't look that bothered about trying to score a goal.
Yeah.
I think
there was maybe a point to be made in times under Van Gaal that we are not attacking enough.
Maybe that's fine against Everton as well, because there didn't seem, as we spoke about at great length, there didn't seem a desperation to score a goal.
Yeah.
And maybe you want them throwing everything forward, and that's a decent time to use it. Yeah. I don't like it when we're 1-0 down and we're having loads of shots, and it's like, obviously
or like where we build sustained build up around the opposition box, and if someone doesn't put a cross in, even though there's no one in the right position, and they choose to go back, it might be sung then.
Yes.
I always like it in that kind of situation where people are getting restless and then we score. I'm like, told you.
We do that a lot of the football where we know we're right.
I don't want. Hopefully, more United fans will listen to this podcast long term. I don't think we should have an air of we're better than all United fans. No, are idiots.
But when they pass it back to the goalkeeper and everyone groans and I do a big clap because I know it's fine to pass it back to the goalkeeper.
I actually know better than you guys. That's a good thing to do.
That's fine. Or when they pass it short from a goal kick, I know I'm right, and that's a good thing to have happened.
Yeah.
But since we started doing all those things, we've got worse. It's mainly a coincidence that football.
Since we started going to the match, got
that's
worse.
Definitely a coincidence. But since United started started to try and play modern football, I can see why a lot of United fans hate modern football. Because it coincides massively with us becoming rubbish.
Yeah,
I'm sure City fans love modern football. Because that's the only time they've ever been good.
Yeah, a lot of United fans want us to play 4-4-2 with flying wingers and two strikers, and I don't think that's why we're bad. Is because we don't play like Fergie's teams did. I think the game has changed, and we've not changed enough with it, really.
Should we go around the grounds?
Yeah.
Interesting weekend.
Yeah, big game at the top of the table, Chelsea-Arsenal.
Yeah.
Chelsea definitely established their credentials, I think.
That's
but also
not a joke of a side.
Yeah, but also the disciplinary issues came to haunt them again.
Yeah, another red card. Is it 6 red cards this season?
I think
in the league?
7, which is ridiculous. I don't know what the record is.
I think it's 9 in all competitions, including the manager who got sent off in the Champions League.
Yeah,
but it's a baffling streak.
And when it was 2 or 3, that could be bad luck, but. There's
an issue.
It's definitely a pattern, and when you see the manager getting booked and sent off as well, it does seem to be the sort of culture that he's instilled in the team. And Caicedo was waiting to be sent off in that game. He's obviously that's the kind of player he is. He puts himself out a lot,
combative defensive midfielder.
But he seemed to be slightly over the edge even before that tackle went in. So both teams, I think, came away thinking they could well have won the game.
Yeah,
which probably means a draw was a fair result.
Yeah, but yeah, Chelsea, like we say, they could easily. They looked for a while this season like they were the best of the rest.
Yeah.
And now I think they are in that conversation. I don't think they're quite as good as City or Arsenal.
No, probably not.
They would probably be better off if they had 11 players for every game.
Yeah.
But
they would have been better off at Old Trafford if they didn't get a man sent off after 2 minutes.
Yeah, but also if they'd made sensible decisions with their subs, they might have not been out of that game, which they... But we don't need to relitigate that.
Yeah.
I thought Chelsea, they're a good side with good players. I think so. Estevao looks like a real talent.
He does.
With the amount of talent they have amassed, they were bound to hit on a top level prospect.
Yeah, that's basically what they were aiming for.
For every 3 players they send out to Strasbourg, there's one 18-year-old Brazilian gem. That's what the that's what the model is.
Shit at the wall.
Yeah, that's what the model is, and they've proved that it can work, and they've got a real talent on their hands.
Yeah,
there.
and I would back them to get the best out of Estevao, even if their plan is to sell him in 2 years.
Yeah,
for I don't know,
100 million
or something. Well, for him then to go on to become one of the best players in the world. I think they.
Although
it
wasn't a bargain.
No,
it was a reasonable fee
for. It wasn't like Caicedo.
No, it was a reasonable fee for a player who basically everyone in Brazil knew was going to be a top player.
Because he played with Endrick at Palmeiras, and they were both sort of tipped.
Yeah. And Chelsea missed out on Endrick, and we'll get the other guy instead.
Yeah.
But really good game and very enjoyable to watch as well.
Yeah.
Did you see?
As opposed to those really good games, but it's just terrible to watch.
Yeah, I don't know what I meant by that. There's something in it. Really good game
and interesting tactically.
Yeah. More than just it was. Yeah, like
it was an interesting game and really good to watch.
Yes.
Do you still think Arsenal are? Do you still think it's theirs to lose the title? Would you say?
Yes, they're closer than they would like to be because of the title-winning prowess of City.
Yeah.
But this City doesn't feel like the other cities.
No.
That sounds like a line from
It sounds like a Tony Wilson quote.
Yeah. They are vulnerable and they have lost games, and their City fans are disgruntled about some of their...
They're less happy with the team
than they would usually be. They've got more ammunition to have a go at them for than usual. So they aren't... I think if it was the City of 2 or 3 years ago and the Arsenal were 5 points clear going to Christmas, I think most people would fancy City to do it.
Yeah.
I think City and Arsenal will both drop points before the end of the season.
Yeah.
And
City will drop slightly more.
I think Arsenal will win the league, yeah.
Yeah, I still think they will, just about. I'm a lot less confident than I was, but I did predict them to win the league before the start of the season.
Yeah.
But I'm not at the point now where I'm like, that's...
Yeah, no.
I'm probably less sure than I was even then.
Yeah, you wouldn't be cashing out, but,
no, they're still the favourites.
Yeah, they are. Sort of without Gyökeres or not because of Gyökeres?
Yeah, certainly not because of him. Mourinho's sort of proven that maybe it's just the way they're set up that anyone tall can score handful of goals. It's better that than someone give the ball away more often than not. So I think Gyökeres has done fine, but he's not.
He's not been the difference maker.
No,
they've gotten better in other ways. Someone who hasn't gotten better is Tottenham Hotspur. Our draw away at Spurs gets worse with every other Spurs home result. Yeah.
They were shocking against Fulham.
Yeah.
They were really poor.
And I think the vibe seems to be that it might be too big a job for Frank, which is a shame. I think
it was always going to happen. He was doing that well at Brentford.
He was always going to get a big job.
A club was always going to come along and pay him more money at least.
Yeah. Tottenham are a difficult club to do that in.
Yeah.
It happened to Potter, not at Tottenham. It happened to Potter at Chelsea.
It happened to Nuno at Spurs.
Yeah, to a degree. Had he already been sacked by Wolves?
Well, he left. I don't think he was sacked. I think it was a mutual. After he came 7th twice and then 12th and then left. I don't think he was sacked. But
it's a really difficult thing to do. I saw a good tweet about Frank Lampard at Coventry. Someone said, if Frank ever gets the feeling that he should leave Coventry for a bigger job, he needs to wait a minimum of 2 years before doing it. Because no one...
He's already done that with Derby. He couldn't say no to the Chelsea job, and it probably was too big for him ultimately.
Yeah. He should... If he does a good job at Coventry, he should take them up.
Coventry,
and then if he goes back down, stay at Coventry and learn from it. Like, there is no precedent or well-established precedent of managers doing that, of managing mid-level or even lower to mid-level Premier League sides or top-level Championship sides. There's very few who have done it. I think the best managerial hire in the last 20 years of the Premier League, it's Pochettino to Spurs. I think that's it's
pound
up
for
there.
pound.
Pound for pound, it's up there because it
worked.
It brought about the best era in Tottenham's recent history.
Yeah.
Other than that, I mean, Maresca's doing a good job at Chelsea.
Yeah.
But not massively transcending the level that
you don't
of
know
the squad. You don't see
how
him as
much he's
got
the team better than they have any right to be, really.
Yeah.
He's doing a good job, but it's hard to tell, I think, with Chelsea how much of where they're at is because of Maresca.
Yeah, but there isn't a great pedigree of managers doing that jump up to the top clubs.
No.
And I think there's a reason for that. I think it's much more difficult than people think. I think coming 7th with Brentford is probably easier than coming 7th with Spurs. I don't know if that's true. It's a very different skill set.
It's a completely different job. It's not a natural
You
promotion.
can't do it in the same way.
No.
And if you try and do it in the same way, the fans will hate you. And if you try and change, then you'll probably lose your job.
Yeah.
So,
the Spurs fans seem, with every passing game, to be less confident in Frank. And though I think a good chunk more of them turned after that Fulham game.
Yeah, it was really poor. I mean, the second goal where Vicario comes flying is in
middle of nowhere.
But none of the... So Vicario flies out, gives the ball away. None of the Spurs players cover the goal. They all just sort of try and play Fulham offside.
Yeah, they probably don't expect Harry Wilson to just fire it in first time from there. But
your keeper's not there. Drop in at least, even if you
need
can't
someone
get
in the
to
goal.
it. Yeah, like there's a reason that the keeper generally stands in the goal.
Yeah,
is that if someone has a shot, it's useful to have somebody there. I thought that was very odd. They've also introduced this thing Spurs now where at the end of the first half and the end of the game, they're going to do a huddle in the centre circle and then all walk off together to show solidarity in the face of the fans, or to sort of
counteract. Vicario was booed.
Yeah, to sort of counteract the fans' energy towards them, which I think is a weird thing to do.
I think the writing's on the wall at that point.
Weird thing to do, and a weird thing for the press to find out about.
Yeah,
that it's a deliberate thing.
Yeah, Jack Pitbrook's review in The Athletic, the headline of it was basically, I'm not sure Spurs are any better than they were last season. Yeah. They just got a bit of luck. They were energised by just having a different manager. Nothing to do with that manager.
Yeah. And they had they were lousy last season, but they did also have loads of injuries.
Yeah, yeah.
And which they haven't really had this. I mean, they have Kulusevski and Maddison and Solanke being out is an issue. But they looked worse than their injuries last season, and they still look worse than their injuries now.
They don't look like that's the only thing stopping this team from being any good.
No. Though Liverpool finally broke their hoodoo.
I mean, they could, if they lose their next 3, or lose their next 1 even, you still look at this as a period as a very bad one. It would be 2 wins in 7
or 8, yeah. So, they've
started.
Liverpool fans are obviously taking whatever positives they can.
Yeah, it's a step in the right direction, and Isak scoring as well is a big thing, given how much they spent on him.
Yeah, first league goal for Liverpool, obviously.
Yeah,
which is good. Not good to see. It's
bad to see. But good for Liverpool fans.
Yeah, which we aren't.
Important to stress that.
If you've got this far in and you've not worked that out yet, that we don't like Liverpool.
They're not Liverpool fans.
Yeah. Have you seen? I keep getting. And it's because I keep watching them. These 2 lads and their dad, who their dad looks like Robbie Savage, and they do watch-alongs.
Not a Scouse accent between.
Yeah, he's always got a big glass of red wine. I really enjoy watching Liverpool lose with them watching it. It's good stuff.
Yeah, and that's why they do it.
I know, and I don't care. Fair enough. If you're happy to sit there and look like a loser and lose every week, or if you're happy to sit there on with your green screen on and cry that some United fans do it.
Yeah. And
I don't like when United fans do it because it makes United look stupid. I do like when Liverpool fans do it because it makes Liverpool look stupid.
And we've talked about it before that content is not for the fans of their club.
No, that's not what it's designed for.
No, because you're alienating. There's only one of your clubs, and there's 19 other clubs in the Premier League. So if you attract all the other fans of the other clubs, you've got a lot more.
That's why we're going wrong. We're alienating the fans of the other clubs and also United fans by slagging them off all the time.
Yeah.
So between that, that's probably that.
We just need to alienate our friends and family as well. And then
well, there's ways about that.
Yeah. Christmas is coming up. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I think that's all we've got for this week.
Happy to call it there.
Yeah. Good luck editing together the 10 aborted intros that we tried and failed.
I'll make something out of it.
Yeah. Thanks to everyone for listening. 2 games for us to watch in the meantime.
Yeah.
So we'll be recording Tuesday next week, will we? Are you free on Tuesday next week?
And
I think
hopefully I'll get it out quickly.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then we'll have to record Tuesday the week after as well.
Yeah.
Because we're at home on the Monday.
We're not decided where we're watching the Wolves game yet.
No.
We could always go to the pub again.
We could. Was the last one we watched at the pub on a Monday?
No.
No, that was Spurs, yeah. Yeah, I'm sure we probably will.
The last one I watched in the pub was a Monday.
Yeah. And you had a lovely time.
Despite the fact it was awful. So let's hope
we won't be able to do that next Monday because it's no one's birthday.
Yeah, we'll just have if it's bad, we'll have a bad time.
Yeah.
I mean, I could invite all my friends and put my hat back on if you wanted, but
yeah, they won't all get you presents and cards.
No, they didn't all get me presents last time.
None of them will get you presents this time.
Yeah.
And they won't say happy birthday.
No.
I hope they all.
They might read the hat and go happy birthday, and they'll count that.
I don't think they would do that. I think they'd say why are you wearing that.
I think they would read the hat and go,
what's that say? Happy birthday. I don't think they would.
Okay. You don't know my friends.
I do.
No, you do know them. You know they're not weird cartoon characters.
Yeah. But anyway, thanks for listening. We will see you all next week at some point. Well, we won't see you, you'll see us.
We'll see most of them.
We do know most of you, so if not all of you. Apart from the 2 in the United States.
Oh yeah.
Whoever they are. Hello to our American listeners.
Bill and Hillary, maybe.
Oh right. Yeah.
Could be them. Big Reds. Julie Roberts. She's a big red.
Yeah.
She'd probably. What would she say?
I don't know any Julia Roberts movie quotes.
No, I should.
I'm just a boy standing in front. I'm just a girl standing in front of a boy.
Watching a podcast about United. Might cut this bit.
How many times have you said that in this episode?
A lot.
You can edit them all together as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, some of those bits will be cut, but most of the football stuff will probably stay. But thank you for listening, and we will see you out there.